That was no answer. All right. We're live? Alrighty. Are we actually live? We're going to confirm if you're seeing this right now. We're just confirming that we are live if you're seeing this. Alrighty, for those of you watching right now, we are live outside of the original Roadhouse here in East Palestine, Ohio. We actually just had Senator J.D. Vance walk by. I tried asking him questions on if there are any new regulations in the works for the railroad industry that is clearly at fault with this disaster going on in town. We've got a couple residents who are going to hopefully join me here shortly who want to talk. A couple of them are trying to poke their head inside here to see what Senator Vance has got to say. President Trump is en route. Apparently he has landed in Youngstown at some point just recently. We'll see when he gets here, actually. But that will be happening. For those of you just joining, though, please smash the like button, share this stream, help get this out there. And remember, we've been on the ground since Sunday in East Palestine. This type of reporting is tough to do, it's expensive, and it's only possible because of members who are paying to help support the channel. So if you can't become a member, please do StatusCoup.com/join and become a member. Again, smash the like button. John, just stay here for 1 second. I'm just going to chat with a couple people who I had before, and we'll see if we can get them over here.
She said, "What's a lightning bug?" Yeah, Geicos. We don't have Geicos here.
Yeah. Would you be willing to chat for a second? Just about how this is? Okay, awesome. Hey, John. Hey, John. I got somebody. Awesome. Alrighty, and what was your name again?
Diane. Goodman.
Diane Goodman?
Goodwin.
Goodwin, awesome. Half my family's last name is Goodman, so I was like, oh, maybe there's, yeah.
Where are you from?
I live in Austin, Texas, but they're all in upstate New York.
We have a whole bunch of family in Dallas. You
Oh,
ever hear of Texas Rockstop?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
That's my niece.
There you go. All right. Well, I guess we're here in East Palestine. President Trump's going to be here soon. We just saw Senator J.D. Vance walk in. I guess, what do you think about all of these politicians coming into town? Do you think it's going to have any impact? What are your just thoughts on all of this? It seems like the circus is in town right now. There's a lot of energy in the crowd right now.
Well, I sent Trump the video of me, the derailment that I took, and because I've had a migraine ever since, and I live off State Route 170 up in Calcutta, and it's like 10 minutes down the mountain. So we didn't realize it was hazmat material. We didn't, because nobody said anything. But now we can't get rid of headache. I had to take my granddaughter to get a strep test for a cough, and that's come back negative so far. But the testing, they're hiding the testing because Norfolk Southern bought up the testing companies, and they're saying it's conflict of interest to have the testing done outside of what Norfolk Southern.
Right. If you want people to believe the testing, maybe don't have testing companies that's being hired by the railroad to do it.
Exactly right. It feels like it's a big cover-up, and if we have to do criminal charges, we will, because I've gotten in touch with attorneys, and we will. We're going to do something about it. But State Route 170, the creek, because it's below level, it's all flooded already just from today's rain. And I've got pictures of my clouds. 1 week after the derailment, the clouds above my house, I was walking my granddaughter to school, the school bus stop, and the clouds are sitting right there with the chemicals. I mean, I could show you the pictures.
Yeah.
And it's been bad. It's really bad. And the thing is, Calcutta, it's all East Palestine, but it's Calcutta, Negley, Enon Valley. It's all around this area. And we've just been barraged. And we don't believe the government. We don't believe them about COVID. Why would we believe them about this? So.
Right, and I mean, especially when they're giving you messaging that's frankly all over the place. It changes left and right. 1 week it's this, 1 week it's that. They tell you it's safe to be here. The next day they tell you a mandatory evacuation. The air testing as well. It's like, again, companies that are doing the air testing, we looked into some of it. These are companies that have been
paid off by Norfolk Southern.
That, and historically in other cases that we're looking at, they've been falsifying records. They, not handling records appropriately, and these are the companies that the EPA is using.
Yeah, third party, and it's not trustworthy. We don't trust it. We know, we've been here. All the turkeys are gone. All the deer are gone, and they were everywhere. Fish are dead. Raccoons are dead. Everything's dead. You can't tell me that we're healthy and we're doing good if everything's dead around you.
Right.
So, no. Yeah. I mean, the orchard farm, the dairy farms, they're all having a very hard time. Mm-hmm. And we're right outside the city limit, but we can't get water in it. And they said they sent up this clinic where we can come and get tested, but they won't let us in because we're right outside. Even though we're right on top of them, we're not allowed in it.
Right, so you're not allowed into the clinic. And then actually I did some reporting on this yesterday. We went to the clinic. At the clinic, they're actually not even providing any testing of any sort. I actually ran into Governor DeWine yesterday, and I asked him, I was like, I've been talking to people all on the street that he was there for his photo op to go take a sip of water on while I was there, and I asked him, and he said, well, I think that those residents should go to the clinic that the state of Ohio opened today. So we went to the clinic that the state of Ohio set up that day, and the clinic is basically just providing advice for people. You can go in and you can talk to people, but you can't get any sort of blood or urine test. You can't get any actual treatment.
Right, and they also tell you to make an appointment, and you call to make an appointment, that 3191 phone number, and they're just setting up the phone lines. There's no answer. So it's not good.
Right, and even on top of that, I mean, even the Norfolk Southern Assistance Center, where you can, you're supposed to be able to go and get your reimbursements and that sort of thing. I mean, we went, our first day here, we went and got in the line in the morning. It opens at 10 a.m. We got there around 8:30. There was a line of about 50 people already standing there waiting. The people in the front got there at 5:30 in the morning because they had been hearing that folks were showing up, waiting 5 hours in line, and then getting up to the front and being told they were out of tickets. Sorry, come back another day.
At first, at the town hall meeting, it was supposed to be the 330 area code, which that's our phone number for Columbiana County. Mm-hmm. 330, but now they changed it to a zip code. It's 44413, which that's not our zip code because it changes right there at the line. Mm-hmm. And that's not fair.
And again, how far? You're only 3 miles, you said? Or
no, I'm Calcutta.
Okay, Calcutta, and that's a little further even. But you're obviously being affected by this.
Yeah, it's down from East Palestine. That's what I'm saying, though. But this is a gully area, and if we're on top of the mountain, it might say 10 miles, but it's right at the bottom of the mountain.
Right. This stuff doesn't disappear. It's
right at the bottom of the mountain, so it's a mess.
I guess if there's anything that, obviously this is right now while we've got all these folks in town, it's on the news today, but if there's anything that you're seeing out there that the major news stations aren't reporting, is there anything else you'd want to share with us, share with the viewers?
It feels like we're being pushed out, and we're not going to leave. We're not going to leave. This is our home. We're going to stay. We will fight. We will fight. Bring it back.
Good.
We will.
Yeah. No, and I mean, unfortunately, I think folks like you are going to need to, because at least as of what we've seen right now, the cavalry's not coming to help.
No, but we will fight, and we will get it rebuilt. We will do it.
Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Folks that are still watching here, again, smash the like button to help get this out there. We've been on the ground for days at this point. We're going to be on the ground for days more. The stories that we're hearing from folks are heartbreaking. Folks are also having to be put to deal with just absolutely impossible situations that they're needing to sort through. Situations like, hey, all of my money has been poured into being able to have this house, or I inherited this house from my parents, people just scraping by money-wise, and they're told, okay, just go out and move out of town. How is a single mom with kids supposed to move out of town if no one's going to buy their house here in East Palestine? Because why would you? Would you buy a house here in East Palestine? I know I certainly would not. So they got to pick up and leave. No one's going to buy their home. They have their job here. So they leave. They're broke. They have no job. Single parent with no kids. What is somebody supposed to do? There's all sorts of stories like that we're uncovering, and we're giving these people an actual voice to do it. I got text messages the other night from the interview we did on 2 nights ago. You can look at it on the channel after you're done watching this. And those residents texted me, and a couple people who saw it, saying, We want to talk to you because you're going to actually give us a voice to come and talk to it. Come to my house. So we're actually for tomorrow night, we're looking to organize an interview with some folks. We'll probably try to go live for it with another group of residents who saw that and they were like, you actually let us talk. We want to just come and let people hear what we're saying. We don't want our interview to be clipped to 15 seconds and then have some fancy news person talking about it, right? If you want to support that kind of journalism, that kind of on-the-ground reporting, this stuff is expensive, all right? John and I can't do this for free, so that's part of it. Part of it's hotels, part of it's all the equipment, part of it's rental cars, gas. If you can become a member, StatusCoup.com/join. In the last couple days, we've been getting a ton of new members. I think on this trip so far, we've had 20 new paying members. We've gotten over 1,000 new YouTube subscribers during this, I believe. Please get this out there. Again, if you're able to support this, StatusCoup.com/join. It's literally $5 to $10 a month. Skip Starbucks one day next week. If you're going to Starbucks, you shouldn't be going there anyway. Go to some local coffee shop instead. But skip 1 cup of coffee a month, and that's all it takes to help us out. If you can do 10 or more, that's great too. You can also donate. StatusCoup.com/donate. We got. Let's see if we can get Candace. Hey Candace, can we chat for a sec? You got a minute?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this is Candace here. If you haven't already seen her interview that we posted on the channel yesterday, definitely watch it. Candace and her son have actually been helping us out here a lot, getting us good information. And actually, I want to share this little anecdote because we got a text message from Ronnie this morning being like, did you hear where Trump's going to be? And the only reason we got here on time was because her 10-year-old son sent us a text message about it. So that's pretty awesome. I guess you want to let us know, obviously we got Trump coming into town soon here. What are your thoughts on him joining us here today?
As you can see, the residents are excited. People around here love Trump. Of course, I have a dream that I'll get to, say something to him because for me, this is about the train derailment that happened in town. And that's what I don't want to lose focus on that. So, I'm excited for him to come and I would love to be able to say just, really, why are my kids sick if it's safe, because that's still my biggest question to this point. So.
And I hope he actually does take the time to come and talk to residents. Whether we've seen lots of folks come into town for their photo op. I mean, yesterday the governor was here and took a sip of the water, and then rolled out of town. He also conveniently didn't tell any of the press. Really, it was like kind of an unscheduled visit during the morning part. He had a press conference later in the day. Fortunately for us, again, another resident texted us being like, the governor's on my street right now. Get over here because no one's asking him any questions, right? Which is insane that he had press with him, but it was his hand-picked people to come and, just take pictures of us and that sort of thing. So we got over there. I asked him some hard questions. You saw it.
You had him flustered. You held his feet to the fire, and you caught him in a direct lie. And, that speaks volumes about what's going on here in East Palestine still today, Yeah.
Again, I can't say enough about residents like you, Jenna, who tipped me off there, really helped make this sort of stuff possible. And that's, us being able to come and spend time here, to take the time to talk to residents like you, makes these sorts of things happen. And we're not going to talk about it right now, but we're probably going to be breaking some more news on this tomorrow with more information from Candace. I guess, for some of the folks who haven't seen the interview from yesterday, do you want to talk a little bit about, how this whole situation has been impacting you and your family directly?
Well, I had time last night to regroup myself. That was a very emotional interview for me because I'm not getting the answers that I need. And when it comes to my children and their well-being and their health, I'm going to get worked up and I'm just trying to, focus on the end goal here, and that's getting questions or answers to my questions. And this is almost 3 weeks out, and I still have no answers, and I'm getting to the point where I'm getting scared. Babies aren't sick 9-10 days straight, and my children are still sick, and it terrifies me.
No, it's a shame, and on top of it too, everyone's got questions about the testing, right? But when you start this whole situation off by using testing companies that are hired by the railroad that caused the derailment in the first place, you're never going to win the public's trust back very easily. You're going to have to do a lot to do so. Candace has been kind enough to share with us a bunch of her, air test results and this sort of stuff. And she actually did a lot. You did a lot of your own digging into the companies. We did some of our own digging into the companies, and the companies that are being used with the air testing that are being contracted out by the EPA have a history of mishandling data, falsifying information. We're still trying to connect some of the dots here, but again, if you want the folks who live in this town to trust you, don't hire a company that has had issues with falsifying test data in the past. Are you crazy?
If you do, be transparent about that. Yeah. I had to go as a resident and find that information out on my own. And that should not be going on. Like I said, what is going on here is getting to the point where it is downright criminal.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. And again, the fact that residents like yourselves are needing to do your own investigations and all this sort of stuff, that should not be the case. But unfortunately, as we've seen, a lot of our viewers have seen a lot of our coverage of Flint, Michigan over the last 8 years, Jackson, Mississippi, all sorts of other, Standing Rock. Unfortunately, residents like yourselves are going to have to keep pushing this sort of thing because in my experience with this and a lot of, looking back at this, the cavalry is not coming to help unless you all keep pushing every single day to get this out here,
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Exactly. Candace, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us again. I really appreciate it.
You're absolutely very welcome and anytime.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do you want to talk for a bit? You look yeah, come on over. What was your name? Bruce Lewis.
Give him hell.
Nice to meet you here. You want to stand right over here?
I think the president should step the fuck up and show his appreciation for what's went on, because this is a catastrophe. Well, it's wrong that he didn't show up, but Trump's showing up. Mm-hmm. What's that tell you?
Right, and I mean, not even that he hasn't shown up. We barely heard anything from Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. He wrote a strongly worded letter, though. Do you think that's going to help out very much?
Yes, I do.
You think the strongly worded letter?
Oh, yeah. I'm a Trump fan, so.
Oh, no. I'm saying from Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg, all he's done is write a strongly worded letter. You think that's going to help?
No. No, that ain't going to help a bit.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I'm curious with this on you, and so one thing, and I, personally, to give you the full thing, I'm not a big Trump guy, but that's okay. This whole thing isn't political. Yeah, for sure. This whole thing isn't political, right? This is a disaster that happened in this town, caused by Norfolk Southern. No ifs, ands, or buts about any of that.
I agree with you 100%.
But one thing that the Biden administration has not brought back, so it's at his fault too, but while Trump was president, they actually rolled back and removed some regulations on the railroad industry.
They did.
Do you think that was a mistake?
Well, I was on ground zero. It happened right behind my house. I got evacuated the whole 9 yards. Now, I don't even know if we can grow a garden in our house no more, because the ground's going to be contaminated. So what are we supposed to do? We're all old hillbillies around here. We grow our own stuff, and we eat off that. Yep. Now what's going to happen?
Right. It doesn't help that seems like they're not giving you results of any soil tests or anything like that.
No, nothing.
And it seems like so far any results that they have been giving too are confusing at best.
No, it's all bullshit. They try to stuff everything underneath the ass, and that's it,
Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Yep. So you mentioned you live basically right by where it happened?
It happened right behind my house.
Can you just describe kind of the situation as it unfolded that night?
When I walked out there, I thought it was an earthquake. Then I walked outside and looked, and all you could see was a big glow out back. And that was all the trains burning.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And
it looked like daylight out there.
Yeah. And have you or any of your family members or neighbors had any health effects as a result of this?
Well, I can't really say right now because don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the scary thing, right?
I got respiratory problems anyhow.
Right.
So it's going to affect me more than what it's going to affect my brother and my sister-in-law.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yep. And I guess, what do you think of the response from even the state government and everything at this point? I mean, it seems like everything's all over the place.
It's all over. I don't know what's going to happen, really. I really don't. So.
Well, if there's anything else you want to share with folks, feel free. Awesome. Thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it. Do you want to come in and chat as well? Awesome. Thank you very much. And for those of you watching, again, definitely smash the like button, share the stream with folks so we can get this out to more people. We're talking to residents again on the ground right here in East Palestine, just ahead of President Donald Trump's arrival, former President Donald Trump's arrival, which will be potentially momentarily. We'll see. I'm here with, remind me your name one more time.
Marcy.
Marcy. I'm here with Marcy. Do you want to, first off, I guess, you mentioned you've got properties in the area. Do you want to just talk about how all of this is affecting you so far?
Well, I actually live in Darlington, born and raised in East Palestine, but I have a farm here in East Palestine. So I'm exactly 3.2 miles from ground zero in Darlington, and my farm is exactly 3.2 miles from ground zero here in East Palestine. I'm closer than most of the people in the 44413 zip code, but because I'm Darlington, I'm getting no help at all. Nobody has tested our well. Nobody's tested our surfaces. Yesterday was the first day anybody brought water to us, and we're all on well water. As for my farm, my big cash crop's hay. Who's going to want to buy hay from a farm in East Palestine this year and feed it to the animals they plan on feeding to their family? You know, we have sheep and hogs being raised out there. Who's going to want to buy that meat this year? We cut wood and sell it. Who's going to want to heat their home with wood that's in the East Palestine? Nobody. And I'm in the process of selling my house in PA because we're building at the farm. Nobody's going to buy my house. Who's going to buy my house 3 miles from the train wreck? Nobody. You know, they need to realize that they are not just affecting us today and tomorrow. They're affecting our livelihood and our future because they're telling us, oh, your well's safe. Well, we all know that contamination's still laying on the ground. We're not stupid. They keep referring to us as the low-class people of East Palestine. We're not low-class. And we know that once we have a good heavy rain or a good heavy snow and that melts down into the ground, then it's going to reach our wells. It hasn't reached our well yet. You can test all day long.
I mean, we're getting a lot of rain today.
Right.
Stuff like this.
Test those wells in 6 months or a year or after next winter, after all that snow's melted and it's pushed that chemical into the ground. That's when you need to test our wells. And every 6 months for the next 10 years and tell us that we're safe. I said, because we're not stupid. I might have been born at night. It wasn't last night. You know, I know that this is going to be a long time to come, and they need to be responsible for, you know, the future of East Palestine.
Absolutely. And I mean, you mentioned agriculture. They're not releasing or doing soil tests, it seems like.
No, and the creek that runs through my farm that waters the animals and things, who's going to test that? Who's going to tell me that's safe for the animals to drink?
Right.
Nobody. Right. Nobody's been out there. Nobody's contacted me.
It's a shame that all this is happening. Have you or any of your family members been experiencing any health symptoms?
Had a headache since the day it happened, and I never get a headache. Sore throat, congestion. My husband's sore throat, congestion. I have a niece who's right on the creek in Negley. The smell is horrendous. The dead fish are everywhere. She's got a rash all over her. She's had a sore throat and a headache. I have a little dog who's a little wiener dog whose belly rubs the ground, and she just itches and itches and itches, and she has never itched herself like that.
I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope that it turns out better. The scary thing with all of this, as several of these people just now have said, and I mean, we've been talking to people nonstop the last 3 days. People are always wondering too, what's this going to be in a couple of years?
Right.
What? And you know, folks like, again, yesterday the governor's in town, takes a tiny sip of water, tells you it's safe. He had the gall to give the residents there. He came in and said, "Oh, I'm sorry this is happening," and was literally handing out his wife's cookbook and a cookie with it.
Oh, so promotional interview, you know.
That too, and also, like, what a slap in the face. Like, it's like, sorry this happened. He's on the street with the train tracks in the backyard. I'm so sorry this happened. Here's my wife's cookbook and a cookie. Sorry it happened.
Right. And I'm a severe asthmatic. I've had over 90 hospital stays to date. In 2019, I was on a vent and ECMO, and I was clinically dead for 7 minutes. So I wasn't evacuated, but with my lungs, I had to evacuate. I don't have a choice. I can't take that chance. So, you know, like I said, there's no reimbursement for me. There's no, hey, we're sorry that happened. We're just SOL.
I mean, have you been able to, so you're saying are you able to get anything from the assistance center at all?
I haven't got anything, nope, because I'm not in the right zip code.
Gotcha.
Not in the right zip code.
And I mean, unfortunately, looking at these sorts of things, I mean, Norfolk Southern's game here is essentially going to be to try to restrict the area of damage down as small as they can, essentially, so that folks like you and folks who live even further out who are having issues, later this afternoon, it won't be on this live, but later this afternoon we're going out a little bit further out to talk to folks who are having symptoms and have actually had doctors say this is a result of chemicals, who live 10, 12, 15 miles away. I mean, it's a shame.
Right. I'm using my inhaler 2, 3, 4 times a day, and that's very unusual for me.
Yeah. I mean, and it's sad too. We're talking to mothers with kids. Both the mom and the kid never had health effects or issues before, no breathing issues before. They were on the railroad tracks, at their house on the railroad tracks the night it happened. Their windows were open.
I'm a registered nurse. I have people texting me saying, "Hey, look at this rash. Hey, look at this," and I'm like, "Take pictures, save it, document everything, document sore throat, stuffed up head, when it happened, why it happened, everything." That's all we can do.
You know what's terrible about the rashes now, too? So they opened this clinic in town. Yesterday I bumped into Governor DeWine, and I asked him some hard questions that he did not want to hear. And he told me that the residents that I was talking to should just go to the clinic to get help with the rashes, the sore throats, all this sort of stuff. So we went to the clinic to check in and see what they're actually offering there. And at that clinic, they're basically offering people to go talk to. And that's about it. There's no treatments going on. There's no testing of anything. And in fact, on top of it, we had residents who went to the clinic and they were told that the rashes are due to stress.
Right.
How is half of a town getting rashes due to stress?
Right. I heard that the clinic was worthless. Don't even waste your time. Yep.
And that's what the governor, after giving the cookbook and the cookie away first, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. He then says to go to the clinic that offers no medical support, actually. You can go talk to someone who's going to refer you to your doctor or to go to the ER, and then hopefully you've got good health insurance because, maybe you'll be able to get taken care of. If you don't have health insurance or you've got bad health insurance, have fun paying the deductible or whatever else you're on the hook for.
They want us to put everything up front and then keep our receipts, and get reimbursed later. Well, I kind of a jack of all trades. I used to work for a medical malpractice attorney, accident insurance, disaster. I kind of know how it works. The attorneys are going to get rich and we're going to get pennies on the dollar.
Right.
So, you're never going to get that money back. And if you do, it's going to be 10, 15 years before you see anything. Yeah. So who has extra money to just, put out for water or, medicine or doctor's appointments or, their own testing, because you have to pay for your own testing.
Yeah. No, it's an absolute shame. If there's anything else that you want to that you'd want to share with folks that you don't think is being covered appropriately, we're all ears. Feel free.
Where's President Biden? Where's Buttigieg at? This is his responsibility. Who's here for us? President Trump, of course, president of the people.
Do you think
that speaks volumes?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, it is an absolute shame that Biden hasn't been here. It took him a long time to even say anything about it at all. It took almost 2 weeks for Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation. Railroads fall under that. All he did was, I think it was 2 days ago now, he wrote a strongly worded letter. What the hell is a strongly worded letter going to do for all these folks here?
You know what to do with that? Take it to the bathroom and wipe your butt with it. That's about all you can do with it.
I think that's a good way to end it. I like that. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. For those of you guys still watching, definitely hit the like button, help get this out to more folks. Again, we're only able to do this sort of reporting because of people like you. No one else is talking to people for as long as we are. We're posting interviews that are 45, 60 minutes long in some cases, and it's because residents care and want to get their voices out in the appropriate way. If you can consider becoming a member to support this kind of reporting that isn't happening otherwise, do it. StatusCoup.com/join. $5 to $10 a month. Skip one Starbucks cup of coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever the hell it is. Skip it and see if you can support this kind of reporting, okay? Because we are the only ones spending the actual time to do this. There's a couple other folks out there. We saw John Russell out there today, too. There's a couple other indie media doing their best out here. But yesterday when I ran into Governor DeWine and I asked him some hard questions, he was not hearing it. And there were 4 other journalists standing there just listening to him, not saying anything, going there for the photo op, while he's over there taking a sip of water, doing nothing, literally handing out a cookbook and a cookie to people who are living right on that street. So if you're able to do this sort of thing and help us out, StatusCoup.com/join. I'm going to just give a little bit of a recap of some of the stuff that we've been uncovering here the last couple of days. When we got into town, We've been here since Sunday. On Monday, first thing in the morning, we headed over to the Norfolk Assistance Center. That's where residents are being told to go if they need to get reimbursements for anything or if they want to get the $1,000 checks that folks are talking about, right? We showed up at 8:30 in the morning. This place doesn't open until 10. There was a line, 50, 60 people deep. Some people in the very front of the line have been there since 5:30 in the morning. They're getting there that early because they are worried about not getting in on that specific day. They're only giving out so many tickets each day. It's a town of roughly 5,000 people. At least up until the other day, they're only giving about 200 tickets a day to get an appointment to go get their spot in line to hopefully get some assistance. Some of the people were waiting in that line in the morning. They're getting up to the front. Initially, they're being told on the phone and online that they need, documents A, B, and C. And then when they show up, it's like, oh, you also need this other document, a social security card in a lot of cases. So we spoke to one woman who waited in that line, got all the way up front, got her turn, and wasted probably 3 hours. And she came out and came and talked to us, and she was rightfully pissed off because she just wasted 3 hours. Sure, they might be reimbursing you for your hotel or whatnot, but they're not reimbursing you for your time. People are having to do this time and time and time again. Also in that line, we're talking to people who have pregnant wives and girlfriends, young babies and single mothers who are all being put in horrendous situations here. Imagine having to make this decision. All right, I'm going to set the scene for you. You're a single mom. You're living in East Palestine. A good example of this is Candace, who we just interviewed a little bit before. Candace is a single mom who lives here. Imagine your decision now is, I have not a whole lot of money in the bank. I can't sell my house. Because who the heck's going to buy a house in East Palestine right now? I know personally I wouldn't, because after being here for a couple days, things are not right. Things are not right in this town right now. So imagine you're now in the situation, you can't sell your home, and your kids are getting sick. You can either try to pick up and move and, basically be broke, not be near your job and see what happens, or you're going to be in a situation where you stay and you're there. It looks like we have some super chats coming in. Again, guys, if you're able to support this sort of reporting, become a member. That's the most important thing, statuscoup.com/join. But I'm going to read a couple super chats. We're going to read them as we go. Super chats are super welcome. We've got Jesse back. Are your eyes burning? Here, I can take the phone if it works. Do you mind taking the umbrella for me? It's not raining that hard anymore. Super chat from Jesse Black. Are your eyes burning? Right now, they aren't. Yesterday, we actually were invited into a resident's home. In certain businesses in town, they still are. And then I would also say, when you're down near the tracks at night, like we were 2 nights ago when we were interviewing Jenna Catone and some of her neighbors, every time a train comes by, I don't even know what it is, gets kicked up. Your eyes burn a little bit. You get a little bit of a sore throat. But right now, they're not burning. And yep, some cars we're seeing, especially ones that have been sitting during this period, are getting weird residue and things on them as well. I want to thank 2 new members, new member Aaron and new member Riley. Thank you guys for becoming members again. You can join for as low as $5 to $10 a month. StatusCoup.com/join. That is how we keep coming back to places like this. This is not going to be a one-time visit to East Palestine. We're going to be coming back here 4, 5, 6, 7 times. We're establishing relationships with these people. I've got people texting me left and right saying, you should come to this, you should go to that, talk to this person, talk to that person. You only do it by earning the respect of these people and actually sharing their stories. Sit down with them for an hour, even if it's not on camera. Sit down with them for an hour, hear them out, listen to their story. You're going to learn way more than standing in one spot, getting a quick interview, and then cutting 15 seconds out of it, like most of the other media here are probably looking at me like I'm crazy right now, talking for however long we've been talking and doing it. So, again, becoming a member is the best way to support us. We also have a StatusCoup.com/donate donation from Art of $10. Again, if you want to make a one-time donation as well, you can do that at StatusCoup.com/donate. So, Art, thank you very much for doing that. Jordan says $10. Where is CNN? Where is MSNBC? Where is Fox? I'll say that I wasn't seeing them all week. Some of them are here now, I will say, but it seems like most of them parachuted into town last night, and I guarantee a lot of these people are about to hop on their planes and get out of town tomorrow, unfortunately. There's some of, I might be getting looks from people. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks for the super chats. If you got more super chats, keep them coming. Thanks for that, John. Not now. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're also potentially going to be breaking a story about water fountains in schools as well here. We've got, the school right now, kids. We interviewed some kids who told us about that, so definitely stay tuned for that interview later on. And we'll see if we can get a couple other residents to potentially talk with us here. Yeah, John, why don't you give let folks see the scene here. Again, we're in East Palestine. Yeah, I'll take it back, I guess. Or either way. We're in East Palestine, outside of the original Roadhouse restaurant. President Trump is expected here shortly. We don't really know when. Go ahead. Yep, I'll narrate a little bit. And again, those of you watching, I know we have a lot watching. I think we're quite a few. So smash the like button, help share the live stream with folks. We'll give you an idea of what's going on here. Set the scene. Quite a few people lining the street. The street's actually closed now on each end, so we probably should be expecting President Trump shortly. Again, earlier today, we actually did have one person holding up some pro-Biden. Oh, he's walking away. Okay, yeah, you can see him in the distance with the yellow jacket. He was kind of a counter-protester, if you will. I don't know if you want to call him that, but he had some pro-Biden, anti-Trump signs, and got into a couple little altercations with folks in the crowd. Nothing too crazy, but he is here. Otherwise, this is a town that is very predominantly Trump supporters. A lot of folks are excited to see him come. A couple of residents we talked to are concerned that this is another photo op, but they're hopeful that he's actually going to take the time to speak with residents. Yesterday, we did see the very clearly photo op with Governor DeWine. Again, yesterday I actually approached Governor DeWine after being tipped off by a resident that he was literally right on their street, that instance here, we can scoot back a little bit, just so we're there. We'll stand right here. Yeah, so yesterday we were texted by a resident. DeWine's right on my street. No one's asking him a single question. So we were close by. We drove right over there. And there were several other reporters there who were just sitting there taking pictures as he's walking down the street. I approached him. He took the time to talk to me for a second, and I bet he wishes he didn't, because he did not like that I was asking him difficult questions. And in that interview, he flat out lied to me. We had the receipts to prove it. After this live stream, check out that video, because that was a blatant lie from the governor. He's also telling people to go directly to this medical center to get treatments and whatnot. And so we went to that medical center because I had told him, I was like, look, I've been talking to people who live on this street all week. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I told him I've been looking at and talking to residents on this street all week, and they're telling me that they're all getting rashes, they're having sore throats, their eyes are burning. 2 of them had been hospitalized and needed nebulizer treatments. They've got rescue inhalers. These are people who had no medical issues before. None. No medical issues before. And the governor's telling them, okay, go to this assistance center, or go to this medical center. So we went to the medical center. And I also had several residents text me upset about this. The medical center is providing advice. They're providing people to talk to. They're not testing your blood. They're not testing your urine. They're referring you to a doctor. So hopefully you've got good health insurance, right? If you don't have good health insurance, like many people do not, I know personally I don't even have good health insurance. If I had to go to the doctor for a visit, it'd cost. I've got like $10,000 deductible or something. So I just hope that I don't go to the doctor because I can't afford to have good health insurance. A lot of people are in that same situation, and they're going to be stuck with the bill. So all the good that Governor DeWine's doing by telling people go to this assistance center where they can't actually get any medical advice. These people deserve better. These people deserve better than that. They do. Let's see if we can get a couple other interviews with folks. Does anyone want to chat? You want to talk? No? No. That's all right. We'll see. We can go across the street. Unless, you want to chat for a little bit?
Sure, I'll chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What was your name?
Tracy Masher.
Tracy Master?
Masher.
Awesome. Masher. Awesome. I guess, how has this whole thing been impacting you so far?
Well, these are my granddaughters. This one. This is my husband, and we are raising these 3 little girls. We live here in town, right across from the elementary school, and we haven't been back to our home because it's taken us up until yesterday to actually have somebody come and clean it correctly. And the schools, we were sent pictures the day they were sent back of all the paperwork, the cots, the mud, and the debris that was still in the schools. So we didn't send them back for that reason. And thankfully we did not, because kids that went back to school are now sick. They're puking, they're sick, and I'm scared. I'm really scared. I was born and raised in this town, as was my husband. It's been an amazing place to raise kids, and I don't know that we're ever going to be able to do that moving forward. It's a very, very sad loss. It is. No. And it's a very scary situation.
Absolutely. And do you live right in East Palestine?
Right up over the hill, right there, 2 roads over from the tracks.
And were you here the night that it happened?
Absolutely. Everybody in town heard it.
Can you just describe how that went for you?
Nobody knew what was going on. It was almost apocalyptic looking to be here and viewing it with your own eyes. The scary part is before they told anybody what was actually burning, we were all out in the community. He and my daughter coached the little kids' basketball teams. Like, life we were trying to, nobody knew. So one Sunday when they evacuated everybody, that morning when we got up, all 3 of my granddaughters had really pretty serious rashes on them, and so we left. And I think Trump's here.
I think he is.
Yay!
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk here. And if you want to show that, I'll just narrate a little bit. Again, those of you who are watching, we're live in East Palestine. President Trump is now arriving to the original Roadhouse restaurant. This is his motorcade pulling in right now. Again, live from East Palestine. We've been on the ground talking to residents. If you want to support this kind of reporting, it is extremely hard to do, right? Where it's expensive. We're talking to residents every single day. We're not going in and talking to them for just 5 minutes. We're spending time with each one on and off camera to establish relationships. We are going to be back here time and time again. And we are going to make sure that this story stays in the media, stays in the limelight. It's certainly not going to stay in mainstream media probably, but we're going to make sure we're talking about it here for the next several years. This is not a one-time visit for us. If you can become a member, statuscoup.com/join for as low as $5 to $10 a month. That's the price of a freaking cup of coffee. Make it happen, people. I want to, at the end of this, be able to read off a whole bunch more members that we just got. Again, we've got President Trump now arriving here at the Roadhouse restaurant here in East Palestine. We'll see. It looks like John's got a good angle for you all. Again, we're live in East Palestine. President Trump arriving right now.
Still can't see.
All right, and again, we're live here in East Palestine. We've been here since Sunday. We're going to be here throughout the rest of the week here, maybe beyond, and we're also looking to come back. I'm just going to give a little bit of recap here, again, as President Trump is arriving here, hopefully to talk actually with residents. You can hear some chants in the crowd starting here. That's a Let's Go Brandon chat here, a chant going. There has been a lot of folks here. This is definitely a town that is a Trump town for sure. They are not happy that President Joe Biden has not showed up in town yet, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Do you want to talk for a second? Here we can. No. Or Buttigieg. That's right. Yeah, it's.
And where's Jill at? She's out. She's off in the.
He's a coward.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
I mean, the response
He didn't even come until they found out Trump was coming. Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's see if we can. Let's walk around over here. See if we can get a better look, John. Or unless you're getting a good look, I can't tell. Again, if you're watching right now, guys, smash the like button. Share this to get this out there. I think these are the guys who have the interview. Is he NBC? I think he's got the interview. Again, we're live here in East Palestine. We're going to be here throughout the week. We've been talking to residents every single day. If you haven't seen some of the videos on the channel, if you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. We're going to have tons more content coming out from this, not just while the president's in town. That's why all the other media is here. But we're going to have it when all these cameras leave as well. A lot of folks, media-wise, popped into town last night. They're probably going to be out of here later today. We've been here for a while. We're going to be back here time and time and time again. Like I said, this story, this is the beginning of it right now. We're making the connections and getting the information to essentially break much bigger stories later on down the road here, right? That sort of reporting is hard to do. I can't stress this enough. Membership is how we do it. We don't take any corporate money at all. We are people-powered, all powered by people like you. StatusCoup.com/join. We better be getting a bunch of new members right now. StatusCoup.com/join. $5 to $10 a month. That is nothing. A coffee. I know if you can't afford it, don't do it. But if you can afford it, you better be putting $5 to $10 a month, or you can make a one-time donation. StatusCoup.com/donate to make a one-time donation. We're going to keep the stories from folks like Candace, like Barb that we talked to this morning, like Darren and Stella that we talked to yesterday that are going to be posted on the channel later today, like all sorts of people that we're talking to on the ground here. I'm just want to make sure if we can get a glimpse of the president, we'll try to give that to you. Again, membership is super important here. Smash the like button to make sure this keeps getting out there. I'm just going to poke over here for a second and see if I can... And it's, oh, okay, we're going to scoot over here, and it sounds like we got 3,000 people watching us right now. There better be more than 3,000 likes down there in the thing. If you haven't liked this video yet, do it right now. If you can't support us by becoming a member, you better be smashing the like button. That's all I got to say. And share it. Post it on Twitter, your Facebook, wherever. We'll see. Here, go ahead. Try to get back there. It looks like... Alrighty, so we can actually see President Trump speaking to Senator J.D. Vance under the tent over here. I can't tell if he has any. It looks like the mayor of East Palestine is also over there. Again, this is live from East Palestine. We've got President Trump just rolled into town, speaking with Senator J.D. Vance, speaking with the mayor of East Palestine. I can't quite tell from behind here who the other person is. It does not look like he's speaking with any residents yet. I know hopefully we get some other residents here. John, if you want to sneak over here, come on over. Candace, if I can ask you, if you do get the chance to talk to the president or another resident, what would you say to him?
We just want answers. We need answers so that our children, we know our children are safe. And if it's safe, why are kids getting sick and residents getting sick? That's my biggest question. And what can he give us to help change what's been going on here?
Absolutely. And again, live here from East Palestine, we've got President Trump. He just gave a wave to the crowd here, speaking with Senator J.D. Vance, potentially others under the tent. It looks like he is coming right over here. It looks like he's coming over here right now. All right, we've got President Trump approaching right now. Again, if you're watching this live right now, smash the like button. Get this out to more folks.
What do you make it about Biden not showing up? You showing up before he did.
Mr. Trump. Oh, Trump, there is so much coming.
Get him out of here. Thank you so much. Trump, Trump, take a picture of my phone. Can we get a picture?
There he is.
Oh. Who's doing Trump? The real president. President Trump. Hey, thank you, sir.
Will you sign it? Oh, that's a nice one.
Thank you for coming down, Mr. Trump. Timo would have been here a long time ago. What do you think they waited?
Thank you for not forgetting about us.
It had to do with the fact that for me when I came. Thank you for coming, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you, Trump. Thank you for
Have a good time.
Hey, I'm gonna get a picture, fella. Olivia.
Fun, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
President.
Trump!
All right, Olivia, look. Say cheese.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. President.
Look, Olivia, cheese.
Mr. President, how are you? Mr. President. Mr. President, what do you think? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Turning the other way.
He's out of here. He said, fuck these
All right, back in.
Oh,
Hold on.
go for it. Alrighty, again, we're live in East Palestine. That was President Trump. Should we try to, let's see if we can, oh, never mind. We're not going to be able to walk over there. That's Secret Service, guys. Massive. Yes, let's go that way. Again, if you're watching this live, smash the like button. Keep this going. Again, we've been on the ground all week. We're going to be on the ground longer. All this other media is in here. They flew in last night. They're flying out tomorrow. We're going to be here to keep pushing the story out here and actually hear from the residents that deserve way more than are being given to them on the ground. Okay. Oh, you almost. Again, live from East Palestine. If you can support this kind of reporting that we're doing, again, all these other folks are here just for the Trump event. We've been talking to residents all week long. We're going to be talking to residents literally all afternoon now as well. We're not just here for this. We're bringing you this just because we could get some interviews with folks before and after and go live for you all right now. But consider becoming a member. Like I said before, StatusCoup.com/join. $5 to $10 a month. Okay, it's not hard. It's the only way that this sort of independent media can actually get here and make this happen. Do you want to rely fully on Fox and CNN and MSNBC and all these people to tell you what's going on? You don't think you want to... No. You want to talk for a second?
This is America. We're this Trump country.
So you're excited for the president to be here right now?
You're guaranteed 150%. I'm glad he's here.
How has this whole crisis affected you so far? Do you live here in East Palestine?
I just live about a mile and a half out of town.
Mile and a half out of town.
Yes.
And were you here when the night all this happened?
Yes, I was. My boy lives downtown. We had to get him out of here. Jeez. It was bad, real bad.
And has him or any of his family or you all had any health effects or anything as a result?
He's been having chest pains and stuff. So he went to the doctor. So hopefully there's nothing bad here.
Yeah. And then I guess has he been able to get any help from the railroad with the assistance or anything?
Yes.
He has been able to.
So far, he's got a little bit of help.
That's good. That's good because a lot of folks we're talking to are having to wait 4 or 5 hours in line.
I know. He got right in and they gave him a little bit of help as it is. So.
Yeah. And as this is happening, it looks like the president has already left. Several vehicles have just driven off. I'm not sure where he's going from here. Hopefully he's stopping at another spot in town. Interesting that they parked the truck here so that folks couldn't see. Yeah, that's interesting. What are your thoughts on that, I guess?
Did he leave already?
I just saw a motorcade drive off that way.
That's not right. He should have been here for the people, talking to the people.
Agreed.
Donald Trump, come back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm frankly surprised at how quick of a visit that just was. I'm not sure if he's headed anywhere else, but we hadn't been reported that he was. Let's see if we can talk to a couple other folks. That was a very quick visit, I would say.
Yep.
I mean, geez. Let's see if we can talk to a couple other folks. I would say in total, President Trump was here for maybe, what do you think that was, John? 5 minutes? 5 or 10 minutes visit. If that's not a photo op, I don't know what is, I guess. Let's see if we can talk to some folks. What do you think about, that was a quick visit.
A quick in and out. I wonder where he's going now.
I don't know. I for all your sake, I hope he's at least going to another spot in town, because if that was Trump's visit to East Palestine, I mean...
I don't think he would do that. I think he's probably
right
going somewhere else. He might be going to the school.
Maybe he's going to the school, or maybe they're going to the church up there where everybody's been staying.
Like where they're giving out water and stuff, maybe.
Right. For your, I hope so. I hope this wasn't just a. If that was that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, that might have been it right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
I don't think
I was in the right spot.
Yeah. Do you guys get to get a look at him or see him over there?
I got to see him pretty close up. I feel bad for all the people who were standing here all day.
Right. That's weird that they also parked this massive truck so that you like couldn't see from right here.
Off my bucket list.
Yeah, you saw him. All right. Thanks for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. Oh,
one right there.
I don't know.
What
I
would
hope
you
he does
call that?
something.
Semi-force one?
Because actually, my daughter had to abandon her apartment and get a new apartment because you can't go in her apartment. It smells so bad. We went in there for like 20 minutes the other day to help them pack, and we felt like we were high when we left. It was terrible. My nose was burning, chest was burning, my eyes were burning. It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking to people left and right, and it's tough because it's hard to show that, right? You know, like we're getting comments on a lot of our videos, be like, these people are looking for a handout, this is a check. It's like, that's not the case at all. I'm walking into a lot of these homes with people, and you walk in and your eyes start burning. It smells like nothing I've ever.
Instantly, your eyes burn.
Yeah. I mean, even the guy, I went into the Marathon gas station right along the railroad tracks yesterday, and I walked in, and when I came out, I said to my cameraman, John, right here, I was just like, dude, it smells like the derailment happened last night in there.
It's bad. It's bad.
We were here for one day. We were by the water filtering, and my nose started burning up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. Again, for those of you watching right now, if you're not a member already, statuscoup.com/join. We're going to see if we can talk to a couple other people because, frankly, that seemed like a quick 5-minute visit. That's a little disappointing if that is what it is here. Yeah, we'll see if we can cross over and talk to the folks we talked to before. These guys. Hey, guys, would you mind chatting for a second?
About what?
Well, Trump being in town and all this.
He can.
I'm just curious your thoughts really on, like, that seemed like a pretty quick visit. I mean, I was expecting him to be around for a little bit longer.
I mean, I think he's getting down to business. He's here to see his face and see the people of this, great town support here, and that's all you can ask for is how to support. So I think it's very, very key that he visits this town, sees all of us. So I like it.
I hope for folks in town's sake, I've been here for several days at this point. I'm going to be here for several more days. I'm going to be back several more times after this because this is a big deal. This is not like there's a lot of layers to this. The fact that he didn't have residents under that tent with him is frustrating to me. I don't know. But yeah, anything else you want to share?
I mean, we're America. We have our own views, our own rights here, and everyone has a right to believe what they want to believe and do what they want to do. So that's all I have to say. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, you're good. Thanks, guys.
Ask people about the EPA if they believe the numbers for the testing.
Gotcha. Yeah. We'll see if we can get some more people. And I can say too, we're talking about. We just got a question about the EPA. What?
That was Trump, Donald Trump Jr., J.D. Vance.
Okay. So also underneath that tent, we had President Donald Trump, like I said. We had J.D. Vance. We also had Donald Trump Jr. He was the person who was facing the other way, and I couldn't see his back. We also had the mayor of East Palestine underneath the tent. The former president did come up and talk to, very briefly came over and really just signed autographs for a minute or so, as you saw here. Otherwise, I think he was here for 5 or 10 minutes. That was interesting. I don't know. Let's see if we can talk to this woman who we already talked with earlier just to get her reaction after the fact here. So they're headed to the... All right. So it sounds like the president may be headed to the fire station. We're probably not going to follow him to the fire station at this point. But at least he's maybe stopping in another place. I hope he actually talks to some residents there because... that was a quick visit here. That was a very quick visit. We'll see if we can talk to. She's talking to another person right now, so we'll see. Again, for those of you if you're still watching, smash the like button. Let's get this out there to more people. Give me 1 second while I try to track down some extra folks here. Would you folks mind talking for a second? Oh, you're good. Okay. Hey, ma'am, would you mind talking for a second? I'm just curious your thoughts.
Who are you with?
Yep, so we're independent. We're online, Status Coup. We've been here for days, interviewing residents. We're going to be here for a while. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we don't want anyone getting hit by a car. I guess, what are your thoughts on the visit? That seemed fairly quick.
5 minutes.
Well, how does that make you feel, I guess?
I didn't see him. I missed it, I guess, because it was pretty quick. I was just here because there are certain people who sign pieces of paper. I was told for $1,000, we'll give you $1,000, you don't sue Norfolk Southern. The people who didn't sign that piece of paper, they get to sue. Not that it's going to mean much if their kids are sick and their grandkids are sick, but at least it's something. There are parents whose children disappeared after they were vaccinated.
Gotcha.
Since 1986 and the passage of the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act, those parents are told you don't get to sue. I talked to a man inside this roadhouse, and he said, well, I'm going to hire an attorney. And I said, isn't that nice that you get to do that? Congress didn't pass legislation that says, oh, well, the train companies are too important. We can't let the train companies fail. Isn't it nice that nobody told you you don't get to sue? And he said, yeah. And he just turned away.
Yeah. Do you live here in East Palestine?
No, I live in Cleveland.
In Cleveland?
I'm very upwind, and I'm in a different watershed.
That's good.
But I'll tell you, I can feel for the people here because it stinks here. You can smell it. There's a man who lives in that house right next to that creek where it smells really bad. Did you see him pop his head out with his face covered in a face mask? This poor old man is afraid of COVID, and he lives next to that?
Yep. Well, and I think, too, a lot of folks here are actually wearing masks for the smells and whatnot. Unfortunately, masks... Yeah, unfortunately, the masks don't like a regular mask doesn't do a whole lot for the chemicals here. It's a much smaller particle essentially for the chemicals that we'll get through. But yeah, I mean, we're talking to folks every day who are worried about their kids' health. They're worried about their home values are worth nothing now. Yes, it's a shame. It's absolutely a shame. Thank you.
And
go ahead.
I know that they don't care about COVID right now, but for 20 years I've been trying to tell people, if you don't hold people accountable, and you can't hold people accountable, they're going to screw you worse next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm going home. Taking a shower.
Yep.
At least I get to go home. Where it's that substantial.
Absolutely.
Where are you from?
I'm from Texas. Yep.
I bet you can't wait to go home.
It's a lot colder here, I'll tell you that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For those of you guys just watching and calling, if you want to send along super chats again, you sent them already. So again, those of you who are still watching, thank you so much for tuning in for all this. We're going to keep talking here for a bit more. We've got more super chats that I'm going to read through here. We've got okay, that's the first one I already read. Where? It might be. It's here. I'll go through some of these. I think we're okay. So Carrie Nanstead tipped $20. Good work, Status Coup. Thank you so much, Carrie, for watching. Again, folks, super chat, super welcome. But also the biggest thing, membership. Okay. Yes, we covered the Trump thing right now. This is not nearly the most important thing that's going on here right now. Okay. What these residents have to say is what's important. He popped in and out of here for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Some people seem to think that was okay. Other people seemed a little pissed off about it. We're hearing he might be headed to the fire station. I don't know for sure. Yeah, so thank you for that super chat, $20, Carrie. Humorous, $10. It amazes me how so many people think Trump actually did something for this country. And Biden, he's totally failed everyone in the city. And within 10 miles around it, for that matter. Good point. Neither of them have done anything on the situation. The fact that Biden hasn't it had taken so long to even say so much about this in the beginning was outrageous. You've heard me talk about this before. The response to this whole tragedy has been pathetic from the government on all levels, basically. Tim Peasy, $5, 1.5 watching, but only 300 likes. People, hopefully when he gave that super chat, it boosted up the likes. Tim, thanks for helping to make that happen, and thanks for the donation. Stacy Shellman, $9.99. You guys are rocking this on the ground. No one else. Thank you so much, Stacy. We really appreciate that. Again, yesterday, when we saw Governor DeWine, he was walking around. There were other media with him, right? There were other media standing there with him, and we were the only ones who asked the question. He was not happy about it. After this is done, go watch that video. I asked Governor DeWine some tough questions. He lied to my face. We've got the video receipts to prove it. So thanks, Stacy, for that $9.99. Katie, Nick, $10. I hope these people are not signing waivers for that $1,000. Some of that, I will say, is a little bit of rumor as well. We've had multiple reports from attorneys that folks can take the $1,000 check and still get involved in the class action lawsuit later. Many of them are saying that essentially they're making you sign like a tax form, but as long as you're not signing an NDA or anything, they're there. In the very beginning, that very well might have been the case, but after the fact, it seems like that's not the case so much anymore. So thanks for that super chat, Katie Nick. Cannabis Cuisine, $10 super chat. Thank you for covering our real president. I don't know what you mean by that necessarily. We're happy to show that, but that's another thing. 1 second. She's meeting with Trump? What was her name? Or she's on the phone right now. We'll keep going. If you want to set it up as a tripod, I can keep talking if you want to see if she wants to. Sorry about that, guys. The next one. He already left.
He already did a speech?
He didn't do a speech, really.
At the firehouse.
He's headed to his firehouse now, I guess.
He's going to the fire. He's got to be doing
a
speech somewhere, because something's got to be on tonight.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
This is a quick thing here. I don't know what the heck.
Well, he's bringing everybody. He's trying to bring all the crowds. I mean, this was like, who wants to have 200 people? He wants 10,000 people.
Gotcha.
That ain't media.
We'll see. Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying he's got to have somewhere he's going.
Who knows? Yeah. Alrighty, so get Cannabis Cuisine, $10. Thanks for the super chat there. $30 statuscoup.com/donate donation. Again, if you want to make a one-time donation, you can also do it at statuscoup.com/donate, and YouTube won't take any of the cut from there. Continue this important on-the-ground coverage in East Palestine. Thank you so much for that. Again, we're the only ones spending real time with each of these people that we're talking to, and a lot of these other folks pop into town last night for the Trump visit today. They're going to leave tomorrow probably if they don't leave tonight. They're interviewing people for 3 minutes and pulling 15 seconds out of it and put it into their fancy little package and making things sound however they want. If you want to actually hear directly from the people, membership, statuscoup.com/donate or statuscoup.com/join is how you become a member. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube as well, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications is an even extra thing you can do. Another one here, Musey Pupes. I don't know how to say that. I apologize. $10. Thanks for your reporting with a heart. And the last one on here, we got Tim Peasy. Again, thank you, Tim, for pushing this on here. $2. Like button. Thank you for that, Tim. I'm going to start to wrap this up a little bit in a second here. We can. They're all being interviewed right now. We can try. Yeah. We'll walk up here. Okay. We'll try to see if we can get one or two more interviews, and then we're actually going to be on our way to go record some more content with residents that we've scheduled with ahead of time. We'll see if we can get a couple more folks to talk if they want to. How's it going, guys? Would you be willing to chat for a second?
We were just getting ready to... You want to?
Awesome. Yeah, you're good. So I guess are some of y'all, did you mention you're potentially going to go meet with the president later?
Hoping to. I'm the girl that threw the rock in the creek that got like 15 million views.
Gotcha.
So, and this is my best friend Brooke.
Hi.
And her husband Chad.
Awesome. What was your name?
Courtney.
Awesome. And so I guess, is the president now going to speak at the firehouse is what we're hearing, or was this like the main visit, do you think?
There's going to a firehouse.
Yeah, that's what we heard. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm pretty sure it's live now or something about they were watching. I don't know. Somebody texted me about that it's live.
Gotcha. They might have been watching this too. I don't know. Yeah. Did you catch him while he was here still or no?
I missed it. I was inside.
Gotcha.
So I'm hoping I can snatch him up. And go to the firehouse.
And I guess, what do you think so far? Obviously, like, there's been all sorts of stuff going on with this. The testing's been kind of all over the place. Are you all trusting the testing that's being done on your water and air?
Absolutely not.
No.
They're not testing for what's in the water. What's in the water is dioxins, and no lab in the state of Ohio or the state of Pennsylvania will touch it. They won't test for the dioxins that are in the water and that are in the air. So it's just disturbing that they're doing this to people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, a lot of the test results too are like, you look at it and it's confusing. It's also being done with companies that we've looked into this, and residents have sent me the paperwork that they're getting for the tests. The companies that are being hired out and contracted by the EPA to do this in many cases are companies that have had issues with mishandling data in the past or falsifying test results and all sorts of stuff. We're still working on confirming some of it, but these are the same companies that are definitely involved. Exactly. It's all about money. Yeah. Same thing with the train. It's like they have the whole train incident. Got to get the train rolling again. Yep. Well, let's bury some stuff underneath the tracks.
And Norfolk Southern monopolizes the entire East Coast, and there's no other trains that run through there. They've been around for 200 some years. I mean,
frankly, it's already like the train. There's basically like 4 big railroads, and it's basically like 2 on one half the country, 2 on the other half. So it's basically like 2 big duopolies. There's not really 4 companies, depending on where you are. It's really 2 and 2. And then each city or town that these train companies might have a depot in where you can load and unload things, there's usually only one company in each town. So is it really, is there competition? It certainly doesn't seem like it when you look at it like that. I guess, are you all in support of additional regulations on the railroad at this point?
most definitely.
Absolutely, yes.
They were supposed to tell us when there's hazardous chemicals on a train going through because we're such a small town. So every fire station can't afford to have their own hazmat team. So they have the bigger cities have their own hazmats. So they're supposed to be like ready to go in the event that something like this happens. East Palestine had no idea that there were any hazardous chemicals on there. And then days and days later, they're telling us, well, it was just vinyl chloride. Well, no, there was this on it. And then there was that on it. And then there was oil. And then nobody even knew until days later. And then they're not going to clean it up. Like 10 days we waited until somebody made some noise, throwing a rock in a creek to get media attention and to just start, just to get that flame lit.
I guess, do you think, President Biden obviously hasn't done anything to reverse any of this yet, but
Ukraine looking for a nursing home because we don't want him back. He can stay there. He's probably over there looking for a nursing home because, like I said, the Trump train came through, and that's the only train that East Palestine would like to have here right now.
For sure. I guess
can go away.
One question on Trump with this, though. So while Trump was president, he actually rolled back some railroad regulations. Now, I'm not saying those regulations would have necessarily prevented this from happening, but do you think that was a mistake from the former president to get rid of these regulations in the first place? And then, I mean, obviously Biden has not done anything to bring them back. In my opinion, there should be much more regulations on this, clearly, because your poor little town here is changed forever now.
And, well, Norfolk Southern has cut back on their employees. So when you have overworked staff, they miss things. So it's not necessarily just the regulations or the president that you can do. It's when you have overworked staff, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you're telling them, you got to get this done now, now, now. And some of them are going 24 hours at a time with no stopping. Like, I mean, how do you do that to people and expect everything to go completely the way it's planned?
And to your point, too, back in December, railroad workers were trying to strike for more workers involved, more time off, and who squashed that strike? President Biden, basically single-handedly. He runs pretending that he's like a big union man and everything like this. Meanwhile, he is squashing railroad strikes when workers are basically asking for a little bit of time off, a little bit more safety regulations. Maybe if they were listening to some of these workers more, things like this could be prevented in the future. Again, it's hard to say right now, but yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So hopefully we'll get to see him.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anything else you want to share with folks that you don't think's getting out there appropriately on what's actually going on here?
Not really. We just want answers, and I'm glad that Trump came out here.
Trump is here, and he cares, and Biden administration doesn't care, so we're happy that Trump cares.
Well, I hope you all actually get the chance to talk with him later. I
just wish Biden good luck on that nursing home.
All right. Thank you all very much. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Let's start to walk up here. I want to make sure we're good for. We can do a little bit of an update as we go, and we'll make this happen. What was that?
You guys headed to the firehouse?
I don't think we're actually going to go to the firehouse this afternoon. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, we got a car trying to get out of the way here. We'll go for a. That's what we heard. Okay. Yeah. Clark Street. Is that where you're headed?
I guess.
Yep. I guess, what are your thoughts on Trump being in town here right now?
Listen, I shook hands with him. We did a high five when I moved back here. I'm originally from Warren, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I came back because my mom passed away. So I'm in the house I grew up in. But when I was in the state of Delaware, I voted for Trump twice. I'm a lifelong Democrat. and I haven't voted for a Democratic president since Ross Perot ran for president. And his big mistake was he stepped in, then he stepped out. But I firmly believe. Now, I've lived in Delaware for 43 years. I was at Dover Air Force Base. I put 21 of my 26 years in the Air Force there.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. And I spent 7 years as a police officer there. And I know Joe Biden. In fact, when I first came to Delaware, he came out to the base and made a speech to all of us. You know, he was a pretty decent guy. And when I was on the police department, I was in a small town of 2,500 people. We didn't have the kind of money for retirement. We were paying for our own retirement program, and I was making $7,500 a year. And when he started the COPS program, that was a big thing for law enforcement. But when he got tied in with Obama, the Democrats have lost their way. He's not.
Yeah. I'd say most politicians have lost their way now. It's all tied into money. Well, I wouldn't even say that. I'd say the media has a lot to do with it too. But
I blame the voters, because the voters put these people in office.
Yep.
And just like now, you know, how can you sit here as a Democrat and look around this nation and see what we're in right now, and still say that you're going to support a guy that's not doing anything for the people of this country?
Right. Frankly, I think the focus right now, though, needs to be on East Palestine right now. The fact that the Biden administration hasn't done nearly enough in this community is the big thing.
There's no leadership.
And I mean, even from I talked to the governor of Ohio yesterday, and there's a major lack of leadership coming from him as well. Yesterday I talked to him, and I was like, all the people on this street that he was on getting a photo op, taking a sip of water out of their faucet, all the people on the street are complaining of all sorts of different health implications. I asked him where should they go. He told them to go to the health clinic that the state set up in town. The health clinic is literally only providing people to talk to. They're not providing any sort of blood testing, urine testing, anything.
Well,
they're telling you to go to your doctor.
This is going to last for years to come. It's not going to stop in a month,
Agreed.
a week, or a year. What we have here, the stuff that got into this ground is going to be there for a long time. Mm-hmm. And some of it, you know, we live in a state, in this part of the state, where the steel industry was big. A lot of pollutants were around. Mm-hmm. We didn't know at the time, back in those days, what we were doing to our earth. And now we're slowly finding out. And this disaster, I mean, it is a disaster. Mm-hmm. And to clean it all up and to do what we're going to be dealing with this for years and years.
Agreed.
It's not just going to be a month or two.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat. I appreciate it. And good luck getting your spot at the event later today. Yeah.
I guess he's going to speak at the firehouse.
The firehouse is what it sounds like. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to read a couple more super chats, and then we gotta get going so we can make the next appointment we got. Again, if you can become a member, that gentleman said it right there. This is not something that's going to take days or weeks to solve, not even months. This is going to take years to get down to the bottom of this. The health effects that these folks are going to have to deal with. Literally, you know, it could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. The rates of, you know, unfortunately, we might see cancers and all sorts of stuff going on. This is not a one-time trip for us. You know, we didn't parachute in and out just for this Trump event. We've been here for days already. We're going to be here for several more days now, and we're already planning our next trips to come back here. We're establishing the relationships with folks who actually live here on the ground, and the only way we're going to be able to continue to do this sort of reporting, and let's go up here so we don't get hit by this car, it seems like. Okay, he's parking. The only way we're going to be able to continue to do this sort of stuff is if you become a member, okay? It's literally $5 or $10 a month. StatusCoup.com/join. The price of a cup of coffee to be able to have folks to come out here and question the people in power like I questioned Governor DeWine yesterday, while the regular reporters who were there didn't say a damn word to him, okay? Go watch that clip after this if you haven't seen it already. StatusCoup.com/join. If you also want to make a one-time donation to help keep us on the ground in East Palestine and get us back here again soon, StatusCoup.com/donate. All right, a couple more super chats we're going to read, and then we're going to wrap this up. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe down below right now. Hit the bell for notifications. Follow us on Twitter, @StatusCoup, all that good stuff. Super chat from Digital Zep, $4.99. Thank you, Digital Zep. Another one from Antoinette81, $19.99. Could you tell these people that Trump got rid of all the regulations and bragged about it? Deregulation means less regulations for the corporation, which means they save money. put hazardous to citizens like this mess. Sorry, been talking for a while. Both parties suck. Agree, Antoinette. I brought it up with a couple people. Some people would go out and say it was a mistake earlier on. Some said that. The folks that we just talked to there kind of dipped around a little bit about it. I think they get it. Yeah. JL, new YouTube member. Thank you, JL, for becoming a new YouTube member. Even better, we appreciate YouTube members. Even better to become a member on our website, statuscoup.com/join. Tony D, $2. Proud Status Coup member. You rule, Status Lou. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it, Tony D. We appreciate the support. Thank you. Seriously, it means a lot. Humorous, $20. I honestly cannot believe the idiocy in this country anymore. That man spent $1 million to show up for less than 5 minutes to take a picture, and look at how these poor, disillusioned people believe in the propaganda. I agree. I hope for sure that he is actually going to go over to the firehouse. If that was the whole visit, that would be a shame. Hopefully he'll get over to the firehouse. Seriously, I mean, he should be out there talking to people. And if he does, I mean, that's, frankly, it is better than what Biden has the power to do something about it and hasn't. Again, I'm no fan of President Trump, but he is showing up. And that was a photo op that we saw right there. If he actually takes time and talks to these people and follows up, that'd be one thing. I doubt we're going to see that, but I hope it happens. Again, you know, somebody's got to do it. Joe Biden's not doing it right now. Pete Buttigieg isn't showing up right now. Who knows? Let's see. We got another one from Das Bofleisch, $2.49. Damn, Trump in the title and suddenly 4,000 viewers. Yeah, there was quite a few. I don't even know how many are watching right now. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Humorous, $10 super chat. We cannot MAGA unless we build it back better for the people, not the United Corporations of America. With that statement, both Trump and Biden and DeSantis failed. Agree with you there. Antoinette, $4.99, a super chat. Please question people about why Trump would have done different and then set them straight. Nobody telling these people the truth. I try to bring it up with people, but at the same token, too, I don't think it's necessarily worth getting into the politics with the people who are dealing with this as their everyday reality. I'm more concerned about sharing their stories and making sure some help gets here now. I'm bringing up, you know, that the fact of the deregulation with Trump, but this isn't about politics. This is about making it right for the people in this town. Heads up, John, this truck's trying to back up. Let's walk a little bit back towards the car. We're almost done here anyway. Alice, $9.99, proud member of Status Coup. Thank you for covering this. I only look to y'all for this coverage. All else info is a joke. I agree with you, Alice. There's a bunch of BS out there on this whole thing. We're going to try to keep getting it to you and actually let you all hear directly from the residents. Last one we got here, $5. Wizard of Frabas, $5. It's a great it's great. Check air, water quality. What about the permeable surfaces, inside walls, handheld tools? They'll hold the gas for a very long time. Yes, there's definitely all sorts of concerns with air, water, things like that. And I think we might have gotten one more. $5. I'm a Trump fan. $5. I'm a Trump fan. This is from Tuselka. I'm a Trump fan, but this whole thing is just a publicity stunt on his end. Nothing will change in the city, and good luck reimbursing the people. I agree with you there, and so this guy's still backing up. Let's just go all the way up to the car. I definitely agree with you there. I do think this is a publicity stunt, and yeah, this guy's going to try to get all the way out, though, so just... yeah, I agree. It's a publicity stunt, just like the wine being in town yesterday was. And our last super chat here from Sherry Morrison, $4.99. Again, the most important thing I can stress here. This is a big issue here. This is going to be like the reporting that Status Coup has done for Flint. Jordan's been going to Flint for 8 freaking years. We're going to be back here time and time and time again. The only way to make it possible, I've said it a bunch of times, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. If you're in the comments, tell other people to do it too. Become a member. StatusCoup.com/join. StatusCoup.com/join. Literally $5 to $10 a month, okay? One less cup of coffee. One less beer when you're out with your buddies at night, okay? It's that easy. We're going to let you all go here in a second just because we're on our way to go talk to more residents. We've been out here standing in the friggin' freezing cold. We're immediately going to get in the car, drive to somebody's house, go interview them, and then drive to another place and go interview them, okay? We're busting our asses over here trying to make this happen for you all. There's tons more content that hasn't even been posted yet. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, @StatusCoup. Give me a follow on Twitter as well. Jordan makes fun of my Twitter handle all the time because I've had it since middle school, @LewisD217. I still have some sentimental value with it, okay? I'm having a hard time letting go. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, we were live here from East Palestine for the visit with President Trump, talking to actual residents on the ground here. Thank you all very much for watching. We appreciate the support. Become a member. Become a member. Become a member. Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much.
Did you get these? I'm sorry.
Yes, I got those. All right. We should be